A Twist in Time, Chapter 35, Battle for Etheria Part 1. The zombified horde had chipped nearly every member of the rebellion, along with those who were neutral towards the war. Hope for Etheria seemed bleak at this current moment in time, as Prime's armies of chipped Etherians take over the certainly doomed planet. Miariankana walks over to Prime's daughter, Astra, and looks at her closely. For a mere second, her eyes flash back to yellow as the feline blushes at how attractive this dark gray Magicat was. The princess circles the other girl, curiosity getting the better of her. What are you doing there? Astra looks at Miariankna, puzzled hand to her chin, as if thinking of something. You are a Magicat, but something is different about you. I can't put my finger on it. Miaraya gets into the other feline's face, the tips of their noses touching. Astra blushes. Her green eyes gleam in the low light. Her white pupils, like that of her father, grow in size as her heart thumped wildly in her chest. Miariakana smiles like the dumbed-down, zombified version of herself that she was. Her tail brushes Astra's side, making the dark feline yelp in surprise. The 17-year-old girl did not know what to do, as Miariakna is in her personal space. Astra didn't like other people in her bubble, but this was a whole different can of worms altogether. You are in my bubble. Sorry, didn't get your name. I was too preoccupied with drawing to pay attention at dinner. Astra gulps, backing away slowly from the other girl. My name is Miariakna, or just call me Miaraya for short if it's difficult to say. The flame kitten smiles, looking at the taller feline. Okay, well, do you mind backing off a bit? You are freaking me out. A bit, Miaraya. Astra winces as she is slowly being cornered by the feeble-minded Miaraya. Are you blushing? You are, aren't you? Miaraya's lips form a smirk as she narrows her eyes. Who's blushing? I don't see anything. The darker feline stammers slowly. Prime walks in on the very awkward moment as Miariankana still has her nose on his daughter's. Astra is backed against the wall, ears flat against her head. The multi-eyed alien looks at Miaraya and smiles softly. Ah, there you are, little sister. I see you have formally met my daughter, Princess Astra. Yes, master. I live to serve you and your will. Miariankna bows as she lifts her hood. Wonderful to hear, child. As for you, Astra, I am putting you in charge of this other feline. Make sure she is watched carefully. If you can open her up, maybe we can get to the great Shira. A daughter wouldn't dare go against her parents. This is the end of Etheria. The dawn of Prime is here. You mean I have to babysit her? Father, you can't be serious. She is so dumbed down as a newborn kitten. Astra rolls her eyes, huffing, her hands on her hips. I am dead serious, or shall I go get your mother? Prime glares at that defiant daughter of his. Ugh, fine. Come on, Miariankna. I will show you around. Grand tour, yippee! The daughter of Prime grabs the other princess by the arm, dragging the zombified cat away. That's better. Now to go deal with that sparkly royalty. Prime mutters under his breath and walks to go get Glimmer. Miariankna's mother is busy talking to Astra's mother, Star. The two women discuss their daughters as the two teens walk around the ship. And that concludes our tour. Ugh. Astra groans as she continues to hold Miara's hand. Deep in outer space, Shira is still several days from saving her wife and child, along with her best friend Glimmer, and Trapta has continued to monitor the spacecraft's condition. The teens, still causing a living hell of sorts for the two miserable women. Meanwhile, the remaining rebels go into hiding as they try to desperately think of a plan to take down the zombified horde and civilians. Scorpia looks at her wife as she tries to reassure her. She places her pincer gently on Perfuma's shoulder and smiles. Adora will come back soon, I am sure of it, just as I am sure our daughter will come back to us. We Scorpions have an enactment for these sorts of things. It's going to be okay, Perfuma, I promise. I am worried that we are too late. The horde is winning, and we are without Shira to help. Perfuma smiles sadly, kissing her wife's cheek. Guys? Not trying to ruin the moment, but clones are coming this way? Mr. taps both women on the shoulder to get their attention. Bring it on, I'm ready to zap me a few. Scorpia grins as she clamps her pincers together. Positive thinking always helps. That's better. The whitish blonde-haired flower princess smiles at her scorpion wife. The rebels kick and punch the clones as they fight against them. Scorpia shocks some of the group of clones, making them all pass out. Perfuma fights alongside her wife back on Prime's ship. Astra is getting fed up with this unknowing other feline kitten. Miarai Unkna had been talking her ears off. What it would take to get that Miarai to be quiet. The girl's ears were ringing at this point. Look, Miarai, I don't know what you are like when not chipped or whatever, but you talk too much. The astral Magicat teen kisses Miarai's nose, making the other princess freeze. Not a word comes from her mouth. Seeing this do the trick, Astra smiles. At last, she had won over the flame princess. Miarai's eyes widen as she blushes. Both girls breathe, huffing for air. In silence, the chip embedded in Miarai's neck begins to make green cracks in her skin, as things are about to get much worse. Etheria would bow to the might of the horde. Where was their Shira now? Families have been torn to shreds as Prime's control continues to grow over the planet. This was a war of the worlds. Now, no. Far more grand in scale, the war of the entire universe, and Shira was the key to it all.